Welcome back to Beyond the Bureau. We hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, day, night, or whatever time you're listening to this. I'm Quinn.
And I'm SadieMae. Today we are happily joined by three students that are currently in our high school drama club. Thank you guys for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome.
The drama club at James A. Garfield has an upcoming performance in the Iva Walker Auditorium from November 22nd through the 24th.
So go. Let's begin by introducing our guest. Tell us who you are and how you are involved in the high school drama program.
My name is David Adair. I am one of the main actors. My name is in the play is Sinclair Hemmings. I am in the nicest way possible, quite annoying director who thinks everything should be going his way and comes to an unfortunate demise and finally.
So I'm Garlich. I'm the stage manager, and what I'm doing is I'm up in the light booth with our light person, and I'll have a walkie-talkie, and I'll be calling the show because I'll be able to hear it through a speaker that's connected to what's going on stage, so I can hear the play and follow along on my script and call cues as we get to them. So you're not going to actually see me, but whenever there's lights, curtains, sound, whatever, I've called that.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm Xavier Pinson. I'm a sophomore, and in the play, basically, I play like the really stupid actor guy who's like full of himself. His name is Thornton, and I think I play him pretty good, you know. I think I'm pretty good at what I do, being stupid.
Same.
You know, it's an everyday thing for me, so it's like I'm not even playing a character. But yeah, that's all I do.
And fun fact, one of our hosts is even in our drama production this year. So who are you in the play, Quinn?
I am a shy, everyone calls him Jellyfish in the show, so that's kind of sad.
Jellyfish.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's like scared. They say he has no backbone.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So how long have you guys participated in our school's drama program, or just theater in general?
So I have been in drama in general since, I want to say, 7th grade. My first ever production was Mary Poppins. I played Robertson I. I have been in our school's drama program since my 9th grade year.
So I've been doing this since my 7th grade year. That was about 4 years ago now, since I'm a sophomore. My first production, I was doing the curtains, and it was actually 3 one-act plays. It was Game of Myths, the What's It, and I forget the third.
Yeah.
Everything you ever wanted to know about middle school or something like that. And so I've been doing this for about 4 years.
Well, I started in 7th grade, just like Alex did, and yeah, I started with the same 3 plays. I was
You were Dionysus in Game of Myths.
Yeah, Dionysus, a Game of Myths, and then for the What's It, I was a janitor, and then for the middle school one, I was like a annoying person. That's
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Hey, we don't allow drama on this.
I would never.
No drama on the drama podcast.
Yeah.
Never.
All right. So tell us a little bit about the show that Drama Club.
So our program, our play we're doing this year is called This Murder Has Been Staged, where my character, Sinclair Hemmings, comes to an unfortunate demise mid-play that he's produced called Spot of Murder. And the entire play revolves around finding out not only that there are several different motives by several different people, but also what...
So kind of going off of what David said, we're trying to investigate the murder of Sinclair Hemmings. And various people, cast, crew, tech, like the costume designer, set designer, your stage manager, all your actors, they all have a motive, and we kind of explore that a little. And there is a lot of involvement between the play and the audience, so that's one of the really cool aspects about it. You can be sitting in the audience, and for something, you'll get, like, singled out, like, you! So that's kind of fun as well.
Yeah, going off what they said, I really like how interactive it is with, like, the audience, like Alex said. And then I like how it's like a play. It's kind of like a play within a play. It just goes off the rails. And like there's certain elements to it, like flashbacks, which I think is really interesting because, you know, you can see the whole story.
It sounds cool, like interacting Yeah, like you
Yeah.
said, a play in a play.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Tis.
How did you originally get your start in drama?
So for me, my biggest motivator was my older half sister. I used to go, and one of the biggest things I remember was watching. She did a performance, the Brothers Grimm's original fairy tales, which was horrifying for a 7-year-old to see
Yeah.
because they didn't leave anything out.
Yeah, those
But,
are dark.
that I think is what really sparked my enjoyment when it came to musical and theater and drama and all of that sort of.
So for me, the way I got started doing this was my older brother was in a play, and I thought, hey, that sounds really cool. So when the end of 6th grade came around and my teacher said, okay, we're going to give you the class code for the middle school drama club if you want to join, I thought, hey, this is my chance to like get into that. I was never really interested in acting because I've got stage fright, but I still wanted to be a part of it, and so I started as stage crew, and I've kind of just stayed there.
For me, I think that Miss Lovelace asked me if I'd be interested in it. I'm not really sure because, I just can't remember back that far. That's a long time.
Back to 7th grade.
No, I can't. I can't remember
It's
anything.
all a blur.
It is.
She might have done kind of with you what she did with my brother, where she saw my brother walking through the hallway with one of his friends one day and went, you're in drama now. And he turned around and just went, okay. And that's how he got into drama.
I mean,
So
I'm not sure, but
she might have asked you, but she also might have just singled you out like that and said, hey, you're in drama now.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but I'm here now, so that's all that matters, I guess.
Yeah, you keep coming back, so it can't have been that bad.
Always.
As one of you are part of the crew in this show, and instead of the cast, what are some of the responsibilities that the rest of the crew have during the show and drama season?
So what the crew does throughout drama is, so before practice, we'll set up the stage, get everything how it needs to be. If the set is messy, we'll set it up and make it messy. If it needs to be clean, we'll set it up, all that. And then during the play, you're going to have crew moving set pieces if need be. You're going to have someone running sound, someone running lights, and there's going to be people backstage. There's someone in charge of the props. And then you have an assistant stage manager on both sides of the stage if something happens. They're right there because the stage manager is up. Some places do it differently, but we have it up in our light booth. And so I can see what's going on stage, but if something happens and I need to get down there, my assistant stage managers are already down there while I can run down there if something happens.
Yeah, that makes sense, having multiple
Yeah.
people,
Right.
and especially if somebody's not there.
Right. Like I remember it was my 8th grade year. We had to have our Mrs. Beaver come on stage, and she wasn't there, and this was right after intermission, so we had someone running around looking for her. We had our people on stage right before her entrance. They were ad-libbing
Yeah.
the
that was a
life
lot of-
out
was
of that.
fun.
Just trying to
Maddie
buy
did the
time
Macarena.
to get our Mrs. Beaver out on stage.
Queen.
Yeah, the improv.
It's very interesting.
Mad Hatter, dance with me.
Cute.
So, Alex, as a member of the crew, have you ever acted on stage as part of the cast? And David and Xavier, as a member of the cast, have you ever?
So, the crew and the actors work together closely. The crew are the people that run this, but you're never going to see them, and the actors are the people you're going to see on stage. So, we kind of have to work closely because there's only so much room backstage. We're right up against each other. But I personally haven't been acting on stage as a crew member. There are some plays, and I think they're mostly, if not all, plays within a play, kind of like what we're doing now, where you can have the crew be a part of the cast. I saw that when my brother was in the play, The Tragicomedy of Julius Caesar.
Well, for me, thinking back, I've been told to move things around by the crew sometimes. So, I mean, I guess that's,
So you're basically just in it.
Sure. I mean, I've gotten yelled at by many of the crew members, but they're just under a lot of stress. It's just trying to prepare for the exciting opening night. But yeah, I've been told to move some things around, and that's about it. You know, I support them, like they're cool or whatever. I am. I'm an actor, a crew member. What do you call that? I'm like the pet person, you know. Got to keep everyone in check.
Yeah, going off of what Xavier said, there will be times where if it is A, convenient, or B, in our way, we will move things onto stage, off of stage. We all try to work at a very timely manner so we can get moving into the next scene. So if there's something in our way, some actors may move it themselves if the stage crew is already...
So how long from audition to the final show does the drama season?
I think auditions are only if they're around late September. Then you go through October, sometimes through November, depending on how far back things have to be pushed for football. And because coaches tend to push drama to the back seat to that, which really is inconvenient because we're always taking the back seat to them. However, sometimes it's only 2 months because you go through the last bit of September through October and through a good portion of November. So about 2 months or so.
Okay. You guys agree? It's like roughly 2 months.
I do agree, but it feels like it goes by way faster when you're, you know, going to practice every day
you have to
and
memorize
And
lines.
Memorize
especially
lines.
the closer we get to
yeah.
our opening night, it seems to go by that much faster.
I know, and then when it's done, you're like, well, what
Where
the
did
heck?
all that
Yeah.
time go?
Where did it go? And then you're going to the musical if you like musical kind of person. Mamma Mia.
Eventually, somewhere
Coming
probably in the
in
winter.
spring.
Spring.
Spring/winter, whenever.
Excited to do it.
Whenever we get it done.
So bring us through the audition process.
So Miss Lovelace will have a few scripts printed out for the people audition. She will have everyone sign these forms, and so we'll kind of shuffle the forms and have everyone wait out in the commons. And then we'll take 2 forms, and I'll go out and I'll call those, and they'll read off the script until we say they're kind of enough for us to get a sense of how well they act, so that we know how big of a role to give them, what role. And then after everyone has auditioned, then we go, okay, I think this person fits here, that person would be good for this, so on.
For like the actor side of it, like going off of what Alex was said, like you get called in there and it's like you're usually with like a partner. It used to not be like that. It used to be like you just did it by yourself, I'm pretty sure, but as of like recent times, you go in there with like a partner and you two have to like read off of a script and kind of like interact with each other. And I like how it goes because it's like, you know, you get
With
to
a second person.
work with
Yeah, it's
fellow
easy to
Yeah.
work with.
drama.
And then, like, not all eyes. You have to watch how you interact with one another.
Yeah, you get a little break. Mother.
Does the drama club have any special things that they do as a group before each show?
So we do this thing called break a leg. So when we do our green room, which is everyone, cast and crew, gets together in the makeup room and kind of talks about a little bit of drama stuff going into opening night, like what we need to do really well tonight because we didn't do so well in practices. Okay, we need to really hit this well. And then once we do that, we do break a leg, which is we all hold hands so we don't fall. And then we jump to one foot and said break, jump to the other, A, jump to the back to the first foot and say leg. And that takes all of like 2 seconds. So it's break a leg. And we all have to hold hands so we don't fall.
Alex, I think she pretty much summed everything up. I don't remember us doing, well,
PRE.
I don't know.
Yeah,
For me,
but
the food
on our
is good.
Saturday night show between the 2 shows, actors and cast will have food provided for them by parents and drama between the shows. Because there's one in like early afternoon, one in the evening. So people will eat between the shows. That way they're not really hungry during their final performance that night.
Do you have anything to add, David?
Nope.
Yeah. Me and Xavier have kind of been doing all the talking. David's just
so
there
sorry,
quiet.
David. You just gotta.
Is there anything that you guys do to mentor for a performance?
Well, I usually like
talk.
reread my script a little bit and I breathe. What about you, David? Let David talk. Justice for David.
Here's David.
David, get in here.
So sometimes, as one of the actors, I will take some of my biggest lines or biggest parts where I talk the most, or I have a monologue. I will go over that multiple times, just
To
so
get it in your head.
Exactly, because heaven forbid you walk on stage and you're supposed to have a monologue and you sit there and forget all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Oh, that would be
That
bad.
would I would cry.
And then you have to bring your script on stage, and it's like a whole.
Oh, and then sometimes
And then
people
somebody's
forget a line
standing
of
out
song.
Somebody's standing out in the audience
with
with it
flash-
on like a whiteboard.
With
Yeah, you got
flashcards.
the flashcards that the news hold so you can read the lines.
All right, Mr. Cole, in editing, you might want to cut this part out because you could definitely hear us referencing some things. Please cut this out. Please.
Mr. Cole, send help. All right. Anyways,
Just saying, like.
which performance do you think is the best for the audience to come and see? Like opening night, closing night, which one?
Closing night, because opening night, we kind of have all these nerves. By Saturday, we kind of have that out, but we're still really sticking to the script. Closing night is when we decide, okay, this is our last night. Let's just have fun with this. And that's where we'll get a lot of improv and things that we didn't quite plan on, but are funny.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say come closing night.
Come closing night. Usually not in the daytime one. I feel like daytime is like
we only
Everybody's
did
ready
one
to
on
go
closing
home.
night, though.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we did one Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 closing.
I don't remember. Who knows?
It's okay.
Anyway,
It's okay.
David,
Just go to the last one.
Yeah.
David,
go
you need to
the very
talk
last
more.
one.
Oh, I'm trying. But personally, I believe that if you really want to see the show and their actors in full effect, I would come the first showing and then the last showing, because the first showing will greatly show you how the play is meant to be said, how it's meant to be acted, and people will tend to follow their lines word by word, whereas the last night you will have, like Alex said, improv and things that some people may not have realized were even happening and stuff.
Yeah, you'll get like improv, ad-libbing. We've had experiences with ad-libbing,
Yeah,
namely,
there's been a lot.
Lots of
namely
improv.
CSI Wonderland.
Oh, let's not talk. That's back in the past.
That is out the door. She's done and gone. We're not gonna bring her up.
Been laid to rest.
Let her in. Let her back in.
No,
No.
Bring,
Lock the mausoleum. Lock the mausoleum. Don't let
Lock
people
the
in.
door.
bring the casket
Closed
back up.
casket funeral. We're done.
she was cremated.
Bring her back.
Oh.
It's bad.
Get the urn in here and let's talk to her. Because we need to talk about the
Get
show.
the Ouija board out. Let's start talking.
No.
Okay. Out of all the drama productions you've participated in, what was your favorite and why?
You know what? I'm so sorry. I'm thinking CSI Wonderland. If I could be honest, that was my best one. The Knave of Hearts. I played him
Yeah.
You ate.
perfectly.
You honestly ate.
Yeah, I will say that was definitely a really good one. I was actually leaning towards saying that as well. It was really funny, some of the ad-libbing we had to do waiting for people to get on stage, because this was one of our middle school productions and we had a really big cast, so we're trying to get people moving backstage, keep people quiet, and all these different things backstage. And it was a mess, but I think for everything that happened, it went okay.
What about you, David?
Yeah, David, talk.
So personally, one of my favorite productions I ever did was for a musical. Was Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, we loved Beauty and the Beast.
We're allowed to say that stuff? Oh my gosh.
We are allowed to say that
Well,
stuff.
I mean,
The Little Mermaid.
It
I'm so
does say
sorry.
drama.
Okay,
Yeah. So, what was your
So-
favorite drama performance?
drama.
Okay, then
not
drama
theater.
performance.
We'll save that for
But
the
also,
musical podcast.
Miss Girl. I'm
I
sorry.
would definitely have to say the one we are currently doing right now has to
Yeah.
be one of my favorite roles I've ever gotten, because
We love it.
it's sassy,
just
it's
you.
mean, it's that,
Real sassy.
yeah,
Real
it's
size.
very, very fun.
So everyone go see it.
Yes, please,
Yeah,
I beg of you.
definitely go see This Murder Was Staged.
So entertaining.
Right. So, what types of characters are your favorites to portray? Like comedic, serious, villainous. Is that how you say that?
Villainous, yeah.
Congratulations.
I'll just say, for me, I love being a villain. I like being like a funny villain, you know? Like I like being the comedic relief while also being like the, what do you call that? Antagonist of the story. You know? Gotta be dark and brooding. What about you, David?
I completely agree with Xavier. I love being a villain. I love being a bad guy.
Yeah.
The iconic villain's
a lot
hair
of
right
fun.
here.
Yes, it's a lot fun. It's a lot of fun because I IRL. So
Yeah.
when I get to act as a character who gets to be mean and brooding and villainous, it feels
freeing.
It's freeing. It's a lot. That's one of my favorite things about theater is you get to express a lot of emotions.
I haven't really acted on stage a whole lot, but like last year, I was filling in quite a bit for actors that weren't at practice for various reasons, and my favorite was Lieutenant Silver. Gotta be careful, there's a lieutenant and there's an ad. Lieutenant Silver was one of my favorite characters to kind of read for, because I got to yell a whole lot, and I scared people the first time I did that. Like, our seniors that year, they were like, her, a freshman. That loud?
Yeah.
So that was definitely really fun.
Outside of our school's productions, have you ever worked with other theaters or directors? And if so, how did they differ?
I for a little second I was in another production, but that got canceled real quick. I don't remember why, but for the time it was a little different from Miss Lovelace, I guess, because I already like knew the director before. It's just like a kind of yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my first two productions I did were, oh my god, Mary Poppins and Little Mermaid. And those two were from out of school, and they were a blast. It's definitely a lot different from school and a different project. But
I haven't really been able to do any drama-related things outside of the school, so I don't really have that.
So now we're gonna read a question from our. So if this is your question, congratulations, it got put on the podcast.
Just try to say it. Just
go
spell it. Just do something.
Wiggle WRM _.
Wiggle WRM.
Wiggle Worm.
Wiggle.
That's what it is. Wiggle
Wiggle
Worm _.
Worm.
There we go. All right. So theirs is, what is your favorite scene in the play?
I have to say my favorite scene in the play is I get to, not once, not twice, but 4 different times do I pull a chair out from Quinn
This is an outrage.
Out from under jellyfish.
while constantly calling him a quite colorful vocabulary of different insults.
Words that we are not allowed to say.
Oh,
on
no,
this
no,
podcast.
It's nothing like
words that are clean, but I mean colorful in the sense of I can't believe that someone actually thought of calling someone that in a soulful manner.
Yeah, there's nothing. I don't think we couldn't say it on here.
No swearing.
Yeah, there's no swearing in it at all. There's a couple times where one character is supposed to be about to swear, but then they get cut off in different scenes. I think that happens like twice in the whole play, but there's no actual swearing. But it is quite colorful. You would never think of these insults until you heard them.
Alex is so right. I think my favorite scene would have to be there's like a flashback scene where I'm talking to this another Kira? I think it's Kira. And I just get to basically be really full of myself and act like I'm the best person in the world, and that's what I am.
Oh.
Wow,
All jokes.
Wow.
Anyways.
All jokes. I was too into character.
He's a method actor. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is the question wheel. We did this on the last episode, and this wheel has multiple different fun questions unrelated to Drama Club on it, and whatever it lands on, you guys have to answer.
Oh dear.
Best.
I think I would have to say close buddies, or if you have a partner, I believe spending time with them is one of the best ways to spend a weekend. Spending time around.
I would say either bowling, doing one of our productions, because our productions run Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so that would be a really great way for me to spend my weekend. Or just at home doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, chill day.
Listening to Lady Gaga's new song and sleeping. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
the
a
same
respect-
time?
That's
That's
a respectful
fair.
way to spend a weekend.
At the same time?
The whole weekend.
Yes.
The whole weekend, all.
That doesn't answer my
You
question.
can eat a little bit. Yes, at the same
You gotta
time. Is
eat a
that
little.
okay?
That's completely fine. I just.
What's wrong with that?
No, I like her new song. I just
Thank
didn't
you.
expect
Oh,
to
you do?
uh,
It was good.
Listen to it while you sleep.
This is out of
do.
podcast conversation.
Well, it was an out of podcast.
It's like a lullaby.
That's true. That's true. That's
Yep.
true. I was just exposed.
SadieMae's
I
right.
apologize. I apologize.
You fool,
Don't
you
be a
jellyfish.
Debbie Downer.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our episode, so come back to our next episode to keep supporting Beyond the Bureau podcast. But before we go, we want to say thank you one last time for joining us today. And do you have any final thoughts or things you want to say?
Come to This Murder Was Staged.
Please.
It's the weekend before Thanksgiving, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So come to This Murder Was Staged. We'll see you there.
I can definitely say that it was an absolute blast. But yes, please come to This Murder Was Staged. I beg of you.
Yeah.
Xavier?
Just like they said, come to the murder was staged. This murder was. I forgot the title. This murder. That murder was staged.
This
All
murder
the
was
murders.
staged.
These murders were staged. Come,
There's
All
quite
of
a
the
few.
murders were staged.
come see Murder Stage.
What?
Only murders on the stage.
Only murders.
Murders on the stage?
This murder on the stage
Mr.
might
Cole-
have been staged or not.
Mr. Cole input.
Okay, so everyone go see the Drama Club's production of This Murder Was Staged, which runs from November 22nd to 24th in the Iva Walker Auditorium, and go,
Go
G-Men.
G-Men.